Welcome to Seafood with Spice, the Christmas edition. I am thrilled to bring you a selection of festive recipes from the Heavenly Morsel kitchen. Across these episodes, I'll be guiding you through stunning show-stopping dishes, the kind of food that makes guests fall silent with their first bite and families begging for your recipe. Expect fresh Australian seafood, rich aromatic masalas, luxury marinades, and dazzling festive plating ideas that turn every dish into a celebration. Whether you're hosting a lavish Christmas feast, planning a coastal-inspired menu, or simply just want to elevate your seafood cooking skills, this series will bring all the inspiration, knowledge, and spice you need. So let's step into this festive season with flavor, joy, and that Christmas spirit. Speaking of Christmas joy, would you look at these beauties? Now, cooking with larger prawns can be daunting for some. However, with my recipe, it's quite forgiving as we're cooking on a low and slow braise, so the room for error is quite low. Now, there are many different ways that you can cook and clean with prawns. However, this is how we do it at the Heavenly Morsel kitchen. So, first thing, you're going to need a nice sharp pair of scissors, and we're going to go and get these feet off. So you're just going to snip them into your waste bowl, like so, and then approach from the head. Next, you're going to peel all the way down to the tail segment. Like so. And the most important part, we need to get the intestinal tract out, which is along the back over here. And all you do is get your scissors and run that blade right down. Now you notice this orange part, which most people discard. However, if you just look beneath there, you'll see the actual poop trail, which is what we need to take out. So you're going to hold the prawn taut and pull out from the head. And once you've got that area, you're going to pull from the tail and pull down like so. And you come out with one beautiful long trail intact. So now that the intestinal tract is actually removed, you can keep the prawn as is, which in my opinion makes for a beautiful presentation, especially when you're cooking with these jumbo kings. Or if you don't want a prawn looking back at you on Christmas Day, then you can go ahead and remove it. However, you see this spike over here? We need to get underneath, get rid of that, so no one's rushed to the ER with that spike in their mouth. And then for your head over here, you want to cut at an angle. So not like this, you want to kind of angle it this way towards the tail, and off he goes. So now you've got a beautifully cleaned prawn. So we're just going to go ahead and do the rest of them now. Could you put some music on while I'm doing all this cleaning? So now that these beauties are all cleaned, we're going to pop them aside and get on with our luscious braising liquid. So what we need for that is this guy. So we've got a speedy little chopper, and the reason these are great is because you can get a really fine mince, which is what we need for the aromatics. So we're going to start off with some shallots. Now in India, these are predominantly used in the south and they're called pearl shallots. However, in Australia, the banana shallots are fine. So we're going to get some of these and start dicing them small. They don't have to be perfect because remember, most of the work is going to be done in our speedy little chopper. So skins off. And then nice small dice. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same with the ginger, garlic, green chili and curry leaves. One thing with curry leaves, you should always buy them fresh, not dried. And over here, all we need to do is stack them up like so, give it a good roll, and then you're going to cut it into fine little ribbons. Nice and easy. And then we're going to place this into our little bowl, which just smells amazing. And then we put the top on. And there's your Christmas workout done. And what we have is a nice fine chop. However, I would like it a little bit more. So if you reach this stage, just keep going. You're not far off. Do the other arm so it's even. I've had enough now. Okay, so this is the size that we want. So beautiful small mince. Now this is going to flavor that beautiful coconut milk so nicely, and that's going to seep into our prawns later. So it's quite easy from here. All you do is place your minced mixture into there. So for this dish, we only have 3 spices. So some organic turmeric, some Kashmiri red chilli, which you can find at any Indian grocery shop, and then you've got some ground coriander powder and of course salt. So these go straight into the pan. Followed by your virgin coconut oil. Now you need to get the best quality coconut oil that you can find and just anoint that beautiful mixture. So for this next step, you're probably going to want to grab a glove because the turmeric will stain your hands. So what we need to do is just get your hands in there and massage that straight in. So give it a really good squish, possibly not wear white. And there we go. So all the flavors have melded together perfectly, and until they make a spoon that can do this, just use your hands. You know, it's all about connecting with the ingredients. That is what's going to bring all the flavor out. Now, you can get rid of this glove and go ahead with our thin coconut milk. Now, thin coconut milk is just the thick part diluted in a little bit of water. Okay? So into the pot she goes. Now the reason we are using thin and not thick is that thick coconut milk, if you start cooking with it too early, it can split. So thinning it out protects you from getting that split texture. Then it's as easy as taking it over to the stove. So now we're going to get the heat on, and we're aiming for a soft simmer. Right, so once we reach the soft simmer stage, we're going to go ahead and place these prawns in. Now you're just going to lay them flat and gently, and you don't want to keep them too far apart, but you don't want them on top of each other, so they should just sit snugly. This fits absolutely perfectly. So they're all in, and you can see that the liquid has just reached the surface of the prawn body, and that's what we want. You don't want them completely covered, but this is absolutely fine. So now these prawns are going to go to sleep for about 20 minutes on the lowest heat, and just let them do their thing whilst we prepare our green mango. So all you need is a peeler, and we're going to go ahead and start peeling all that skin off. Now it's really important you're using the right type of mango. So it's not just a regular mango that's not ripe. You need to get the Namdok variety, which again you can find in any Indian grocer or your Asian supermarkets. You'll notice as you peel this mango, the flesh is white, it's not yellow. So when you actually bite into it, it's more like a Granny Smith tart flavor. And that is what's going to be the star of this dish. So once you've peeled that mango, it's quite easy. You just get the tops off, keep it on its side, and then slice that cheek off, both sides. Now, depending on the dish I'm making, sometimes it's going to be super fine slices, or in this case, it's going to be small diced cubes, because then everyone can get a little bit of that beautiful tart flavor as they bite into the dish. So once the prawns are halfway cooked, we're just gonna put these green mango pieces in. We're just gonna let them cook until that mango is super soft and tender. So that might be about another 10 minutes or so. So now these big prawns are cooked to perfection. They are tender soft, and that means it's time for the thick coconut milk. So we get a nice drizzle. Is this not absolutely stunning? Rich flavors, that umami prawn stock. There it is. And now we just do the final swirl. Marrying up those flavors, the green mango, the chili. But this is not spicy at all. It's a wonderful flavor. It is so delicate, and everyone's just going to love it. So tuck them back in, lid on, and that just marries up for about 2 minutes, so those flavors from the fresh coconut milk blend well with the rest of the pan. So now we've reached the end of this recipe. All we're going to do is a classic tadka, so in English, tempering, and all that is your final injection of flavor. So all you do is heat some oil. You can do coconut oil or olive oil in this case for this dish. Get that nice and warm, and then we're going to hit it with some aromatics. So we've got shallots over here. Now we're going to fry that until it gets really, really dark, because the color that you get that onion to depends on the flavor you get from it. So if we get that nice and dark, you're going to get bittersweet notes from it, which is exactly what we want. And then we're going to go ahead with the curry leaves, fenugreek seeds. These guys you've got to be a little bit careful of because they can get very bitter. But I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Now that that oil is nice and hot, we're going to go ahead with the shallots. And this shouldn't take long as we're not using too many. Now that these onions are nice and dark, a beautiful chocolate color, we're going to go ahead with the curry leaves, and they're going to pop. As well as the fenugreek seeds. I'm going to go ahead with half a teaspoon and just sizzle that around. Now that residual heat should be enough to extract that flavor out as well as not burn it. Now we go straight on top of the dish. Oh, just listen to that sizzle. Go, all done. And that is your gorgeous jumbo prawn braised in mango and coconut. Give that a little swirl. And this will go great with my celebration rice, which is very easy to make. And you've got yourself the most amazing, beautiful coconut dish. Alright guys, so grab yourself some fresh prawns. You're going to want to make this dish. It is absolutely stunning. It's so unique and delicious and easy. For more recipes like this, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for more Heavenly Morsel recipes.